should ask someone there.
Just need a place to stay
But instead of feeling just him,
It's an immediate felony.
actually that is his holding that notebook.
3 different passports.
But the truth is patient.
They gave me 20 years, it's okay. Have you ever seen karma hit someone at the speed of light? To dit maar story the Avi Sturlstens and Drew Blyer lies ouches. Obap Zending is gonna leave you speechless. I got you 6 working and 3 main Fran. Then Heisels 9 foot licks Elmis and Ray Amina door, and I called that exact sandwich so I could ask him where to drop off the trash. And here's where it gets crazy. I called a friend and he apologizes. He proposing to you almost hatching well my fleet. And then he gave dress. The real etch of where my husband spent the night. I get in the car, baby with me, my heart is beating in my throat. I should ask someone there. And she hauled what business is it bursars? But instead I just smiled sadly.
I look at that in the eye.
Now that you can survive at some nan, I'm swiping this outside Steam Hendry for you Joe Bass and Anna Brand. And now for the sweetest part. Karma didn't just catch up to him, it ran him over with a steamroller. And last, that's right, goes to his friend's house, and his friend does the exact same thing.
Sir, stand up slowly. Keep your hands where I can see them. You're under arrest for grand theft auto. Don't move. I didn't do it.
So there he is, sitting on the curb in the rain with his muddy suitcases completely abandoned.
Hence when he thought his day couldn't get any worse. I just need a place to stay tonight. Get on the ground. Lights out in Block C! What have I done?
That first night in the cold cell, reality finally hit him. But instead of feeling
Petition for dissolution of marriage? Are you absolutely sure you want to move forward? Once you sign this, it gets very real.
Where do I sign? I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Ma'am, you are requesting a temporary restraining order. What is your primary concern regarding your husband?
Your eyes are ice as you he makes nothing love before he completely spirals out of control.
Breaking news tonight, a local man is behind bars awaiting trial for a massive grand theft.
I was standing in my hallway, watching my soon-to-be ex-husband's mugshot flash across the screen.
You think you can just divorce me while I'm locked up? The second I get out, you are gonna pay!
You're in a cage. You don't make the rules anymore.
He explicitly threatened you from the jail phone? Yes.
And I want it on the record. I need a permanent order of protection.
He is not getting anywhere near me. Based on the evidence presented, I am granting the dissolution of this marriage.
You are officially divorced.
Just like that. The heaviest pen that I had ever carried was lifted off my shoulders. Based on the evidence presented, I am granting the dissolution of this marriage.
You are officially divorced.
Just like that. The heaviest pen that I had ever carried was lifted off my shoulders. Given the recorded threats made from the county facility, I am granting a full permanent restraining order. He is barred from any contact. Checkmate. I was finally legally safe.
For the charge of grand theft auto, I sentence you to 2.5 years in the state penitentiary. Please, Your Honor, I have nowhere else to go!
You had a home. You threw it away for a cheap night out.
Face forward. Keep moving.
2.5 years. No wife to visit him, no mistress, no friends. Just him, a canvas bag, and his own bad choices.
It's so quiet, I can finally just breathe. Fast forward a bit, I moved, I upgraded, my life is thriving, and my home is filled with nothing but peace and quiet. Sometimes the universe removes people from your life in the most brutal way possible to protect you. Beef Southern shows you their true colors, believe them the first time. Pack rags, drop mic, and let karma do the heavy lifting. 2.5 years passed. I had built a beautiful, peaceful life. But in the back of my mind, I always knew the day of his release was coming. I saw that same tired girl. Less than 3 minutes later, 4 police cruisers swarmed the lot. Violating a permanent restraining order with verbal threats, that's an immediate felony.
No, wait, we were just talking.
Tell it to the judge.
Again! Karma isn't what you were subjective. Sometimes karma is a prepared woman with boundaries of steel.
Stay safe, trust your gut, and never ever let them see you sweat. See you next time. I thought my story with him was officially over. But a month later, I got a notification, a DM from an account for an unknown account. We met up. She looked exhausted and terrified. Turns out the morning he got arrested, he didn't just leave her place empty-handed. He stole her grandmother's antique diamond viewer. You were right about everything. I remembered those 2 muddy suitcases he left behind. I tracked them down in storage. Turns out we didn't some festive about the money suitcase now. Actually, it had his one holiday time. But we didn't just find the ring. Hidden deeper in the lining of that gray suitcase was a little black notebook. My ex had been running a mass fraud scheme for years as fake references. He was setting us both up to take the fall for his crimes. Inside that same compartment was a burner phone. It wasn't just for calls, it was a digital key to an offshore account. He thought he was smart, but he forgot I knew all his old patterns. We realized we had enough evidence to put him away for decades, not just years. We decided to pay him one last visit together. Not to talk, but to show him exactly what we found. When he saw us standing there, holding that notebook, the color completely drained from his face. We walked straight into the district attorney's office together and handed over everything. We weren't just victims anymore, we were the prosecution's star witnesses. He tried to destroy us, but he only succeeded in making us an unstoppable team. We thought the police were the only ones interested in that notebook. We were wrong. My ex-husband's old partners from the car theft ring wanted their records back.
Give us the book and the phone, and you walk away. Don't make this difficult.
The only place this book is going is to the federal prosecutor, and if you take one more step, the silent alarm I just triggered will bring the entire precinct here in 60 seconds.
He didn't realize we were the bait. We had been working with the task force from the very beginning. The moment they stepped out of that SUV, the trap snapped shut.
With the whole ring behind bars, there was nothing left to fear. No more secrets, no more gray suitcases, and no more looking over our shoulders. We took the trash out, all of it. The arrest of his partner was just the beginning. The federal prosecutor needed one last piece of the puzzle to secure a life sentence for my ex-husband. They needed her testimony. She was terrified, but she knew this was the only way to truly be free. Because of the threats from his criminal associates, the judge allowed her to testify via video link from a secure location. When she told the court everything, the last signal from the burner phone led us here, to the very top of the city. We weren't hiding anymore. We were the ones controlling the view. The detective was getting too close. I needed a scapegoat. I went to her apartment and handed her a bag with a secondary burner phone. I told her it was for her own protection, but I underestimated her survival instinct. She walked straight into the police precinct and handed it to the detective. The dominoes were starting to fall.
The IP address traces back to this house, from a laptop registered solely in your name, 6 months before you even met him.
Anyone could have used my computer.
I told the detective that my laptop was hacked, but he found something else. He tracked the money used to purchase the illegal luxury cars before they were reported stolen.
My entire defense was Sami being my view saçım kamerot. He found how do emails less when again met. Always taking his operation, not marrying into it. The grand jury subpoena was finally issued. Not for my ex-husband, for me. The detective presented the pre-existing shell company, my early contacts. I was no longer the victim, I was the target. My entire defense was based on me being a naive wife trapped in his criminal world. But the detective, he found that I had contacted Fervere using a fake identity. I was researching his operation, not marrying into it. I tried to use the mistress one last time. I told her the detective was trying to frame her for the fraud. I needed her to stay silent, to be my shield. But I understood he was dumb and playing my game.
Couldn't erase. In that thing alarming was a single microfilm recording, Grace, and I discovered was kept to Grace. And a bed was sick and might be used for weighing.
The grand jury subpoena was finally issued. Not for my ex-husband, for me. The detective presented the Panamanian shell company and my early contacts. I was no longer the victim, I was the target. Before I kicked him out, he had installed a hidden security camera in the garage. He never told anyone. Until now. If the digital footprint on my cloud was going to ruin me, I had to erase the physical source, the backup servers in the basement. I didn't care about the house anymore. I only cared about survival. I was ready to burn my own empire to the ground to hide the ashes. The fire was just a distraction for the police. I had a go bag ready since day one. 3 different passports, 4 different names. The Panamanian account wasn't just to hide stolen money, it was my ultimate exit strategy. I made it to the private airstrip, the jet was fueled. But when the hangar doors opened, it wasn't my pilot waiting for me. It was the detective, and she was standing right. Going somewhere? You forgot your baggage. I told the detective that my laptop was hacked. I told him the go bag was my husband's and I was just trying to save it. He just smiled and placed a stack of photos on the table. My own security camera footage. It was never his fraud ring, it was mine. I used his shady past as the perfect camouflage to get full immunity. When I was done using him, I framed him with his own muddy suitcases to get full immunity. And it almost worked.
For 2 years, everyone thought I was a monster. She played the perfect victim. She orchestrated every tear, every discovery of evidence. But the truth is patient. It waits.
My accounts were frozen, so I needed untraceable cash. I arranged a meeting with my launderer at the Grand Plaza. I stood there for an. That's when I realized in the criminal world, when you become a liability, you become a ghost.
I had one last fallback. A stash of diamonds hidden under the floorboards of a cheap motel on the edge of town. Only I knew about it, but when I got there, the floor was already torn up. The hole was empty. Someone had beaten me to it.
Give them to me. Now, you have no idea what I'm capable of. I know exactly what you're capable of. That's why I didn't come alone.
They didn't do a loud takedown, they just clicked the cuffs on my wrists right there on the platform.
But she did her victimhood play actually brave. Ni just tough them like axco up and Tron. He nassed them loud.
They offered me a deal to name my offshore contacts, but I refused. I don't snitch. They gave me 20 years. It's okay. I'm patient. I've survived worse than a federal cage. This isn't over.
For 2 years, everyone thought I was a monster. Everyone thought I was the mastermind, the true victim.
But we knew. We found the truth.
Enjoy the cage you built for me.